In this video, we'll focus on analytical geometry and we will answer 6 questions based on this diagram. So before we start with the questions, let us read the information given to us. So it says, in the diagram below, the straight line PS is defined by 3y plus 2x is equal to 6. So we have the line PS, and we have the equation of that line as 3y plus 2x is equal to 6. I recommend that you fill in the information on your diagram as you read it. And the line PS cuts the x-axis at the point Q, so we know that Q is on the line of PS. MQR is a straight line which meets PR at the point R. So MQR is given as a straight line and it meets the line PR at the point of R. Next we are given N and it's a point on the line PS. So we have N also on the line PS and Rn is drawn. So from the point N we also have Rn. And lastly we are given that the angle of PQR is equal to theta. So that's PQ to R. So let us dive into the questions. Our first question is to determine the gradient of the line PS. So we have two possible methods. The first way, and the most commonly practiced way, is to use the gradient formula. But we don't have the points P and S. What we do have is two other points on the line PS in the form of Q and N. So if we can find the gradient of Qn, we will have the gradient of PS. And the second method would be to rewrite the equation of the line PS in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So the first method, we would say that the gradient of PS is equal to the gradient of Qn because those are collinear points. And for the gradient formula, we would say it's the y of n minus the y of q over the x of n minus the x of q. So remember that when you use the gradient formula, we have the difference of y's in the numerator and the difference of x's in the denominator. Also, if I put n first in y's, it needs to be first in the x's as well. So the order in which you substitute also matters. So now the y of n is -2, the y of q is 0, and that's over the x of n, which is 6, minus the x of q, which is 3. And when I simplify that, I have -2 over 3. The second method is one that I prefer because it's a little bit simpler. We need to rewrite the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. And we are given that 3y plus 2x is equals to 6. And this represents the line PS. So what I can do first is move the 2x to the right hand side and that becomes -2x. Then I would divide everywhere by 3. So I have -2 over 3x plus 6 divided by 3, which is 2. And we know that m represents the gradient. And the gradient in this equation is -2 over 3. The second question says, calculate the inclination angle of MR. So here we have MR, and we want to find the angle of inclination formed with the x-axis. So we're not trying to find theta, we need to find the angle formed between MR and the x-axis. So we call that angle RQX. And what we know is that the tangent of the angle RQX is equal to the gradient of the line MR. So let us find the gradient of the line MR. And again, we will use the gradient formula. So we'll have the difference of y's, which is 4 minus 0, over the difference of x's, which is 10 minus 3. And that simplifies to 4 over 7. So the gradient of the line MR is 4 over 7. Therefore, the tangent of RQX is equal to 4/7. Now, in order to find the angle size, I would use my calculator and I'll press Shift Tan and then enter in the fraction of 4/7, and that will give me an answer of 29.74 degrees. So the angle of RQX is 29.74 degrees. The next question says, determine the value of theta. So in order to determine the value of theta, I can find the angle of inclination between the line PQ and the x-axis. So if I can find the size of the angle PQX, and I take that value and I subtract it from the angle size of RQX, then I'll have theta. So we know that the tan of the angle PQX is equal to the gradient of the line PS. So PS is that line, and we found that gradient in the first question. So the tangent of PQX would be equal to -2/3. And again, if I use my calculator, I can find the angle of PQX. So I put in Shift Tan and I enter in the fraction, and that will give me an answer of -33.69 degrees. But if you look on the diagram, you can see that this angle is not a negative angle. So what you simply do is you take that value and add 180 degrees to it. So the negative answer is actually the angle of inclination in reverse. So when I add 180 degrees to that, I have the angle of PQX as 146.31 degrees. Now this value of 146 degrees is the full angle size. We still need to calculate the size of theta. So in order to calculate theta, we say 146.31, and we subtract the angle which we already calculated. So that is 29.74 degrees, and that simplifies to 116.57 degrees. Question number 4 says, prove that Rn is perpendicular to PS. So I'm going to highlight Rn. So we have R to N, and we want to prove it's perpendicular to PS. So in an examination, I recommend that you use a highlighter, and that will help you solve the question. So in our first question, we found that the gradient of the line PS is equal to -2/3. And if the line of Rn is perpendicular to PS, then their gradients would multiply out to become -1. So what we need to do is we need to find the gradient of the line Rn. And we take that value and multiply it with the gradient of PS. And if that result is -1, we can conclude that Rn is perpendicular to PS. So we have the gradient of PS is -2/3. Now we're going to calculate the gradient of the line Rn, and that is difference of y's, which is 4 minus -2, over the difference of x's, which is 10 minus 6. So notice that the y value of n is -2, but the gradient formula says to subtract. So we subtract -2 from 4. And when I simplify, I have 6/4, and that simplifies further to 3/2. Now I take the gradient of the line PS and I multiply it with the gradient of the line Rn. And that is equals to -2/3 times 3/2, and that results in -1. So therefore, the line Rn is perpendicular to the line PS. Notice I don't assume that that's -1. I actually show the calculation. Our fifth question is to calculate the area of RQN. So again, I'll use my highlighter and I'll highlight RQN. QN. So I want to find the area of this green triangle. And what I notice is that we already have a perpendicular height. So if you inspect the diagram, you can see that this green triangle has a right angle in it. So we can use QN as our base, and we can use the length of RN as our height. And the area of a triangle is half base times height. So in order to answer this question, I need to find the lengths of Rn and Qn, and I'll use the distance formula for that. So Rn is equal to the difference of x's, so it's xr minus xn squared, plus the difference of y's, which is yr minus yn squared. Now this formula is also on your formula sheet, and when I substitute, I have 10 minus 6 squared plus 4 minus 2 squared, and I take the square root of that, and that answer is the square root of 52. So we have the length of Rn. Now we need the length of Qn. So again, I'll use the distance formula, and when I substitute, I have 3 minus 6 squared, that's the difference of x's, plus the difference of y's, which is 0 minus 2 squared. And that simplifies to the square root of 13. So the area of the triangle RQN is equals to half the square root of 52 times the square root of 13. And when you use your calculator, you'd find that this is 13. So no units were given, so you say 13 units squared. Our last question is to calculate the y-intercept of the line MR. So we want to find the coordinates where the line MR meets the y-axis. So in a previous question, we have already calculated the gradient of the line MR. And that gradient was 4 over 7. Now we can say that y is equals to mx plus c. So we have y is equals to 4 over 7x plus c. And what we want to do is find the value of c, because that represents the y-intercept in the equation of a straight line. So in order to solve c, I need to substitute a value for y and x into this equation, and you can choose to substitute any of the 2 points that you find on that line. Now I prefer to substitute in the 3 and the 0 because that will simplify my calculations a little bit. So the y value becomes 0 and the x value would be 3. So if I multiply it out, that is 12 over 7 plus c is equal to 0. Therefore, the c value is negative 12 over 7. And the question was to find the y-intercept. So you can also say the coordinate is when x is 0, the y value is negative 12 over 7. So that is the coordinates of the y-intercept of the line MR.